Media Spotlight UK, your boy Gully here in Leicester Square, the heart of London. We're here tonight for the premiere of Rise of the Footsoldier Origins. Of course, it's the fifth instalment in this British gangster franchise. I'm here for it. During lockdown, it's all I watched. So we're going to speak to the cast, the directors, the writers, the whole shebang, and find out what it really took to get this project off the floor during lockdown. Media Spotlight UK, it's your boy Gully. Keep it locked. Andrew, how are you keeping?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah, good.
So, producer and writer, of course, of the fifth instalment. I mean, what was it like getting this production off the floor? I mean, it was in lockdown, was it not, or was it?
I wrote the film over Zoom in a lockdown. I filmed it in the second lockdown, edited it in the third lockdown. So,
my goodness.
You know, we had three lockdowns where we were all working and busy.
Fantastic, sparkling in gold.
Thank you so much. It's kind of a Greek goddess feel today.
It's a very Margot Robbie. I'm seeing Margot Robbie.
Do you know what? Whenever I go on a film set, I get called Margot all the time. So I'm now raising the flag for being the British Margot Robbie.
I think you've saw it here in the flesh, Margot Robbie. What was it like shooting this in lockdown? Was it a lot easier because things were more available, locations and sites?
No, it was a little bit more tricky, I think, sorting everything out. But they managed to do it, and amazingly. There was such a good crew, such a good cast, amazing support as well. And I think that tonight, everyone's going to be really happy and surprised.
Well, firstly, congratulations. We finally get to see Tony's story.
It's fucking overdue, right?
And it's so surreal meeting you because that laugh is just what Tony's laugh is like in the movie.
Right, yeah. Well, they always say actors bring a little bit of themselves into the role. But I think out of all the films, I think this is probably the closest to Tony Tucker. If you knew him, you'd say this is him. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, as an actor, you get to explore the PTSD, the drugs, the steroids, mixing with on crowd, fucking your life up, and then getting back on the horse again.
Talk to us about your role.
Okay, so I'm Lucy, and she's the leading lady of Rise of the Footsoldier. So I was really, really excited about this role because it's a super challenge for me. So I wanted to make sure that I was supernatural and very, very convincing at being kind of that gangster girl. And I bloody loved it.
So I played Jacko, one of Terry Stone's army friends or military friends. We're together at the start of the film before he goes on his journey. And I think the reason for us being there in the film is to sort of show the normality of Tony Tucker's life before he moves into this sensational kind of gangster world. So I guess the challenge of the role was to play the everyman, play someone that could be friends with you or be friends with me.
It's like a sauna.
Mate, I'm going to go get my swimming trunks and my towel. Like, I'm literally doing
the Turkish bath.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
I mean, I'm a huge fan. I've watched, especially during lockdown, rewatched a lot of them on Amazon Prime and the likes. But with this one, obviously, we're telling the story of Tony Tucker. But we get a bit of a background as opposed to not as opposed to, but in terms of his PTSD, the Falklands, etc., which is really important as a backstory.
I think, look, Terry Stone's never been better as Tucker, and I think, you know, what I wanted to do with this, and what me and Andy wanted to do with this, was not just have, you know, an hour and 40 minutes of Tony Tucker just doing coke and laughing. You know, he has to be a real character, a real three-dimensional character, and I think that's what's beautiful about this film, is that this film delves into not just the drugs, but the consequences of doing drugs and the consequences of your actions, and what goes up must come down. And it's not just the good times; it's what happens when you're with the come down as well. You know.
How many more stories? How much more is there that we can tell?
Well, this is the end. This film wraps up our three protagonists. We're never going to see these again, like on this film. After this, I've got a new franchise building within the Footsoldier brand called Rise of the Footsoldier Millennium. And it's year 2000, and it's the So Solid days, and it's a whole brand new cast. I mean, reboot the whole thing.
And exclusive?
Exclusive, yeah.
You played this character numerous occasions. I'm a huge fan, obviously, of the previous four movies. How much time have you invested studying? Because there isn't many videos of Tony out there, but how do you get information on a character?
Well, I think you have to do a lot of research. Obviously, speaking to Bernard O'Mahony was very useful. Speaking to Carlton on the first one was very useful. Obviously, there's research you can do, talk to family members, talk to people that knew him. But I think a lot of the stuff you kind of have to make up. But, you know, it's on the page. So, and working with Nick Nevin, a director, was amazing. You know, he really wanted to fucking nail this. And he said to me, I want people to watch this and go, fucking hell, you know. And after a week together, he was like, "We've nailed this." And then we had another 3 more weeks. And when I watched it the other day, I was like, "This film is actually really fucking good." You know, when you watch a trailer, and you go, "That's a really good trailer. I want to see that film." You watch the film, you go, "Film's not as good as the trailer." Well, this film's as good as the trailer.
How did you get Mr. Vinnie Jones on board? Are you friends with him?
I got hold of Vinnie for a friend of mine. I went to his farm, had a cup of tea, we had a chat about the film, and he said, "All right, I'll do it." And they didn't think I was going to get him. I said, "I'll get him," and I'm so glad because it's the best thing he's done for a long, long time.
How long would it say it took you to really immerse yourself in the character?
That's a good question, because I did a lot of character studies at home, and lots of stuff like just how you work it, so that when I got there I was confident enough to make sure in the scenes I could bring my A game to help Nick Nevin as well, because I don't like coming to there without doing much work, and then Nick could then fine-tune stuff.
Obviously this movie takes us back to 1980s Essex. I mean, you're obviously a young guy, but have you got anyone that filled you in on what it was like then? I mean, I know you're playing the role in the army from the Falklands and stuff, but was anyone ever told you what it was like that back then?
I mean, growing up in South London, someone always knows someone. So, at almost every pub I've been in over the last 6 months, someone's gone, "Yeah, I knew them. So you hear that. But other than that, any first-hand accounts, I don't really think so.
We take it back to the 80s, the Essex rave scene, and obviously you've done your research as well, but what was it that really galvanised everything? Because serious money was popping off, there was a lot of clubs, obviously Dorman were heavy, what really galvanised it all together?
Pills. Getting smashed. No, I mean, I don't know. I was born in 1980, so that I kind of missed that rave scene a little bit. I was raving in the 90s. And plus I'm from London, not Essex. But I think what people find fascinating about these films in general is that they're showing a slice of life that they might not particularly know about. A lot of the fans of these movies are my age, and they were raving in the 90s, but they didn't know what it was like in the 80s. And with this film, we've got the great soundtrack. It's not just rave music. We've got Ultravox, Vienna. We've got a beautiful an array of 80s pop music, and
which we all love.
Oh, we all love it.
I mean, we talk about like the first movie, and obviously there's still a lot of conspiracy theories about what actually happened. I mean, it's something that just continually rolls on.
Yeah, I think the myth of how these 3 guys died, that spawned a whole host of different stories and people making movies and documentaries and books, and I think that's this makes it such a successful franchise because of the mystery. Because it's still to this day, no one really knows.
Well, there's fucking pricks like that Nipper Ellis going around going that his dead dad did it and all this stuff. And the reality is, right, if his dead dad did do it, right, he would have been arrested. They wouldn't have arrested the people that were in jail for it. And look, the conspiracy theories, there's so many conspiracy theories, who did it, blah, blah. The only person who actually knows are the people in the Range Rover. Probably, if they actually were told, "You're getting it," and they'd have seen the people, they would have known. But I don't even think they knew. I think whoever did it,
didn't see it coming.
Fathers, bang, 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 and they went. It was a professional hit. It wasn't like they set up by some mates. I honestly don't know who did it, but if I was to bet money on it, I wouldn't say that Nipper Ellis' dead dad did it.
For the fans, what can they expect from this? Because they're going to be rushing out this Friday.
This is very, very dark. It's action-packed. It's the biggest and best so far. And it ties up all the previous 4 films.
Well, listen, 300 cinemas, biggest cast of any foot soldier, biggest release of any foot soldier. So I'm a lot on cloud 9 at the moment. I'm really excited.
I think the fans are going to be, because it's the last instalment of this franchise, it's very gritty, it's very dark, and it's very emotional and real.
Is this your first time watching it tonight?
Yeah, it's my first time watching it tonight. Yeah, I've not watched it yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I've read the script, but that's not quite the same as seeing it on the big screen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it tonight. I really am.
Well, Nick, all the best, and thank you for your time. And get a cold press, some sort of cold towel.
Yeah, but listen, no, seriously, I'm about to fucking just slide like a snail over there, and just fucking like that.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you very much, bro. Thank you guys. Thank you.